bitch.
Oleksandr Usyk's career was full of bold fighters. Bellew, Fury, Dubois. Each one tried to break him with a stare, a word, a gesture. But one stood out above the rest. He crossed a line no one else had dared to cross, and paid for it right there in the ring.
Are you disappearing before you get a clip round the ear? Like this?
Usyk working away furiously. Shots underneath. Robert Bird has stepped in.
In the summer of 2017, boxing launched a tournament that had been talked about for years but few believed would actually happen. The Super Series, WBSS, brought together the best cruiserweights in a playoff bracket. The prize, the title of undisputed champion, the Muhammad Ali Trophy, and $10 million. Oleksandr Usyk entered the tournament with the biggest advantage of all, favorite status, and with it, the right to choose his first opponent. He didn't overthink it and pointed straight at Marco Huck, a former champion who had ruled the division for years. Not the easiest way to start a tournament. Many were surprised. Why take on someone like that right away, when you could take an easier path and reach the final fresh? But Usyk had already been living by his own rules. He went toward the strong, not around them. That quality hasn't changed. Today, faced once again with a choice, he once again walks into danger. Willingly, knowingly choosing Rico Verhoeven, despite everyone saying, "Don't do it. There are other options. Play it safe." Usyk hears it all, and does it his way. Back in 2017, he heard something similar, and did it his way then too.
What's the name of your opponent?
It's Marco Huck.
The choice was no accident. Huck was a former champion who had owned the division for years, a fighter with a name, a personality, and a very particular reputation. Inside the ring, he operated right on the edge of the rules. Shoves, rabbit punches, low blows. Everything was fair game. Outside the ring, aggressive trash talk and personal insults were his weapon of choice. He treated Usyk the same way.
He thinks this is just for fun. It's a fight with hard fists. It's not for amateurs. His mood was ruined at the end. He thought he can play with me. It's not for fun. With me, it's like this. I'm playful as a little boy, but when it comes to the point, I'm like a lion.
This is my worst opponent. Too much people tell it's Olympic game, medalist is very good, and I will doing.
Huck clearly expected to get under Usyk's skin. It didn't work. But at the final press conference, he decided to move from words to actions. During the face-off, he physically shoved Usyk and unleashed a torrent of abuse.
Bitch. Are you disappearing before you get a clip round the ear? Like this? Bitch, he says.
Usyk didn't respond with aggression. He responded with calm. And that turned out to be far more frightening than any gesture could have been.
Here I can see that he's insecure and he comes out of his comfort zone. He's afraid. He's restless, and in that way, he tries to hide his fear and his restlessness.
September 9th, 2017, Berlin. Two men entered the ring. The words were over. The work began. From the opening bell, Huck went dirty straight away. Shoves, cheap shots, the full package. Usyk was ready for it. Nothing he hadn't expected.
Tucking up tightly with a hard left. Such a twinkle-toed individual for a man who possessed such heavy. Both men look to invest early on in body strike. Magnificent time to do for boxing. This is proving to be. Both men look to invest early on. Vacant WBC title team were up on the ring apron. That's the transgression. Scored with a good left hand to the body. Point forward, but it's a two-favorite corner. Oleksandr Usyk fairly swaggered back to his, and he's electing to stand in between rounds while Marco Huck takes a seat on the bench. Wail away to the body. Good right jab being landed to the body from Marco Huck. Again, Ronald telegraphing that right hand.
Late in the second, Oleksandr caught his moment and rocked the German with a combination. Only the bell saved Huck.
Bunch of medalists and champions in particular who have gone on to make a significant pound-for-pound list, the mythical pound-for-pound list, the way that some veteran fighters like to do to increase the territory professional ranks. Remember, it was the lead light right hook. Again, bringing heavy leather. Usyk grins his gum shield, comes towards the ropes and begins to score with an effective southpaw left. Action heating up here. Played for confinement, but went right back to the ropes and the hook to the ropes.
No rest for Hook. Usyk picked up exactly where he left off. Dominated the entire round, at one point landing a sharp series to the head. The German was briefly lost, but stayed on his feet.
Shots with that remaining composed under fire, back to the space of center ring and looking to set up his constant instruction from the right. He knows what he needs to do up there in the boxing ring, but the reminders around the clock face, never allowing Hook to settle. Tempting and teasing with it before getting through the point, making his presence felt when the two men came together at the press conference. As Usyk gets back onto the front foot. How do you like that? Really a single phase attack, but short to the mark, and now beginning to bring uppercuts through the middle. Hook made uncomfortable, driven back to the ropes, and Usyk just backs away.
In the fourth, Usyk turned up the pressure. A powerful three-punch combination to the head. Hook on the edge again, and again he survived. Towards the end of the round, he finally gathered himself and fired back, letting everyone know he wasn't going quietly.
Shot got his attention, but his energy levels remaining very good indeed, continuing to have success downstairs and upstairs from Oleksandr Usyk. Usyk bearing that gum shield in that maniacal grin that he possesses. It was he who, from my vantage point, had the better of it. Some of the action from that fourth round to become just a little bit disorganized. 40 seconds to go in the fourth round, and with those exchanges, because every time Hook enjoys a little bit of success above our crowd. 32 years, miles on the clock. His record have all come at World Champions.
The fifth started with Hook pinned against the ropes again. Usyk was in no rush, working the jab, keeping his man at distance. A jab, by the way, that belonged in the same conversation as Vitaly Klitschko's. By the end of the round, Oleksandr was so comfortable he started taunting his opponent.
Exceptional. He also competed. But again, look at that for a severe precision from Oleksandr. Good right hand lands from Hook in time, near the corners on various sides of the ring. The showboating in evidence from Oleksandr Usyk took it to Marco Hook. Hook trying to lead in contest so far in this. Muhammad Ali, the three-time heavyweight, and he gave his blessing to the idea of the concept, and that is why this trophy was run by him. He ran forwards and scored with some straight punches, but back comes Usyk, referee Robert Bird to intervene. But in fairness, the center ring on the back foot.
The sixth was more of the same. Usyk put on a show, dropped his hands, invited Hook forward. Hook came, but landed almost nothing. Out of desperation, he threw a punch after the bell. Usyk just laughed it off.
He appears to be in punching range, peering between his gloves, hasn't been able to raise the tempo, and his legs still look a little bit weird belt line. That's a low blow from Oleksandr Usyk. Usyk bobbing, weaving, working his way inside is where Marco's physical capacity to still demonstrate that experience. The deeper we go, stands stock still, looking to launch his counter. Here's the losing seconds of round number 6 momentarily. Usyk back on the front foot now. He walks Hook back towards the ropes, and there's an exchange on the bell.
By the seventh, Hook was running on empty. Usyk's jab had worn him down completely. The German was barely moving, lazily reaching out with his hand hoping to find a head. Usyk saw it all and was simply enjoying himself.
The seventh round. And Hook, such a two-sided distance. As Usyk gets onto the front foot, Hook bobbing and weaving, but he can't evade it to work away. Instead, he was looking, and Hook now almost following his man around Oleksandr Usyk. Now he walks his man down once more. Hook did the same shot once again, but now here comes Oleksandr Usyk, unloading heavy leather. Hook covering up, he's under significant pressure.
In the eighth, Hook's troubles got worse. The referee deducted a point for yet another rabbit punch. Hook, furious, tried to respond. He caught 5 punches straight to the face and cooled down quickly.
He drops his elbows, and then he gets tagged by a straight left hand straight through the guard. In the event that the contest is a draw, a fourth counter right hand again. But in the meantime, that's a contest in the bag, as has happened in previous big fights. Perhaps most notably, counter right hook though from the cage, but back comes Usyk. And his success is more sustained. Fusillade of punches coming from Oleksandr Usyk. Left hand success, and then a sneaking underhand left. Hook in real trouble, and the momentum is where the forward momentum of Marco Huck sent Oleksandr Usyk to a neutral corner. Time immediately. But it was this salvo that again drove Huck backwards. Turn to the 9 Usyk, perhaps sensing that Marco Huck is as though his offense has been reduced to sneaky lead right hands. Now he's getting to work with punches from both. Now bobbing and weaving in front of his man once again around this magnificent time to theatre for boxing. He looks to break down the defense with gloves or forearms or body or head. A seemingly vulnerable position. But it appears to me Usyk waves him on contemptuously. And again he's saying, listen man, you keep hitting me low, keep your punch or hook. Again, taking up what is becoming an increasingly familiar posture in the neutral corner, but defiantly fights back on the 10-second clapper.
The 10th started quietly, but ended everything. The fighters barely exchanged in the opening exchanges. Then, Usyk shifted gears. A minute in, he started driving hooks through the guard, over and over. Hook absorbed every shot and had nothing left to give. The referee waved it off. Technical knockout.
And immediately steps back into punching range, scores with the right hand upstairs, then working the body. Hook, bobbing and weaving once again. Follows the ropes, but only totters across the boxing ring to take up residence on the ropes. That left hand to the body caused him to wilt. Again, he's trying to fight his way out of the corner. Uppercut on the far side of the ring, near Usyk's corner. Furious assault being launched by Oleksandr Usyk. Usyk working away furiously. Shots underneath. Robert Bird has stepped in.
With that, Usyk took his first step toward becoming undisputed champion, which he eventually did. But that's a different story. This one is about what happens when you cross the line with Oleksandr Usyk.